Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As promised, I do have a couple of tutorials coming out this week. This one is going to be really cute. I love mushrooms and everywhere I look, I see mushrooms. So we're doing another mushroom. I just showed you a compass, what you use to draw a perfect circle. So I'm using the compass on my stone to make a circle. And it's just going to be a framed in area that we're going to work on. We're going to leave the rest of the rock natural because I like to do that. I like to leave as much of the rock natural as possible depending on what I'm trying to paint. But this is a beautiful stone. It looks rougher than what it feels, but there is texture to this one. So I'm going to choose to do a watercolor background with metallic watercolors because it will show up nicely with the textured background of the stone, because all the pigment and the glitter from the metallic watercolor kind of soaks into all the little divots and nooks and crannies in the stone, and it creates like a very unique background, let's just say. So I'm going to utilize that textured background to make this rock prettier. So what I've done is I've done a circle. You can use anything circular to make the circle on your stone or whatever it is you're painting on. So you can use a lid from something or anything, bottle caps, cottage cheese container lids. You can use anything you need to make a circle on your stone. You don't have to use a compass like I did. But then I outlined it with gold and then I filled it in with black. Now I've kept the center open so that I kind of am aware of where the center of the stone is before I start my artwork in it. So I've sponged on 2 coats of black paint using a finger sponge. I'll leave a link in the description for the finger sponges that I use that I purchase off Amazon. I've made sure that my gold outline is still nice and clean. I didn't smudge over it with my black paint. And I'm going to be using, like I said, metallic watercolors. These ones are from Iuilewatercolours on Etsy. Link is in the description of my video. I've collected all of the ones that I've purchased from her and I put them in a bigger tin. And I'm going to use a spray bottle and wet them all down. But I'm basically going to do a rainbow of metallic watercolor, starting with blue. And I'm going blue, green, yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, kind of like a rainbow. So I'm just going to do gradual rainbow of watercolors across the whole thing. Now I'm using a watercolor brush that you can fill with water, and then you don't have to keep spraying your water on your paint palette. But I find that it has too much water coming out at once for rock painting because it just rolls down and it goes everywhere that you don't want it to go. So I prefer to either dip my brush in water and use the paint or spray the paint with water and use it that way without having too much water, because then you have more control over where it goes, because rocks are very unpredictable and so is water. So it goes where it wants to. You can see right now I'm trying to prevent it from rolling past the border in this area right now. So I'm having to be very careful that it doesn't roll anywhere outside of that gold outline. So I've rescued some areas that were going to go past that gold line by tipping my stone up to the side or whichever way, so I can kind of let that roll into a different direction. It dries pretty quickly when you're not using too much water. So I just kind of like blow on it a little bit while it's drying, and it goes quickly, and then you can go back to laying your rock down on the table. I'm now outlining the gold with black. So it kind of pops off the rock and separates from the natural stone. It's just something I like to do. It's just part of my border or my frame for where we're going to do the artwork inside. So you can really see the texture of the stone now with that watercolor that's dry. Make sure you do this portion when it's dry. You don't want to go on top of wet watercolor and try and sketch on your idea. So what I've done is one big mushroom in the center and then a little baby one next to it, and two little vines. I'm going to use some dark burgundy or berry wine for the mushroom caps, and I'm using white and camel mixed together for the stems of the mushroom. So I'm going to do my first coat of the stem color with a paintbrush, and then I'm going to go in with a sponge or a blending brush afterwards to get rid of paint strokes. And I'll do 2 more coats of it because it's such a light color that I'm putting on top of both black and watercolor. So I'm going to do a couple of coats of this creamy color that the stems are. I'm also going to do a couple of coats of the berry wine, which is the cap color. Also, the 2 little vines that are on either side of the mushrooms, I'm going to choose 2 different shades of green. So a lime green and a bright green. You can do whatever you want. You can do teal and lime green. That looks really pretty too for leaves. But basically I'm just going to do a couple of leaves one color and a couple of leaves the other color and just mix it up a little so it's not so plain. Everything is going to be re-outlined probably multiple times. I'm also going to be outlining everything in black to separate, say, the mushroom cap from the stem and the leaves from the mushrooms. Like everything's going to be separated with that black outline. You've probably seen me do this with pretty much everything. It's just the way I roll. It's just the way I do things. And I'm self-taught, so I just kind of do what I feel like, feel what makes my heart happy, and I stick with it. So I love using any kinds of Iuilewatercolours pigment on my artwork because, oh my gosh, Jeannie is brilliant. You're brilliant. There's no better watercolors out there as far as I'm concerned. And I haven't been able to afford to buy any for a very long time because of my divorce and separation and everything. So I can't wait till I can splurge on some new ones. She's got some beautiful, beautiful pigmented watercolors. So you can see I'm using a blending brush. I do have a tutorial for both my fine lining brush that you see me use often and my blending brush. I have tutorials for those in the description of every video, or you can just look it up on my video list. If you want to learn how to resin, I have resin tutorials. If you want to learn how to do a water droplet or a droplet of water on a piece of leaf, or if you want to do water droplets on your mushroom caps, I do have a water droplet tutorial. Some of my older tutorials have music in them, and it's very annoying. I learned quickly that that doesn't work for my videos. So my newer ones, my more recent ones over the past couple of years, I should say, because I've been doing this for 6 years now. But the last few years has been no music or little interruptions, but I still have a hard time keeping my artwork in view so you can see the whole thing, as you can see right now. I'm sorry. Not good at that part. But as you can see right now, I have started outlining things. I did have some little lines underneath that mushroom cap, or there's going to be. I'm going to remove them and keep them out of there because I like it better without them. But I'm outlining everything right now, making sure that the gold is okay after doing a couple of coats of the green in the leaves. I've used a small blending brush to do a couple of coats of green. I've got my stems, a couple of coats of them, letting them dry. The burgundy or berry wine color on the caps is pretty much dry right now. But I'm just making sure that everything is outlined with gold properly. Nothing's been diminished by blending brushes or sponges or anything. And everything looks crisp and clean. Once I get that black outline, I feel like everything's nice and crisp and clean. And we're almost ready for fun stuff like the extra stuff that I like to do. So we're going to be doing, oh, here's the lines I was talking about. I didn't put them in the right direction at all, and it really threw me off, and I ended up just removing them and not keeping them at all. So you're going to see them disappear, and it's just going to be black, and that's how I'm going to keep it. So in these little dots, I'm just using a dotting tool. You can use the end of a paintbrush, different sizes of paintbrushes, because I have different sizes of dots. And I'm basically just doing them black first, and then I'm going to do a smaller gold dot on top of them once they're dry, just to kind of make them look like, I don't know, little stars in the sky, maybe. It's just decoration. So for the caps, this is going to be the extra stuff. I'm going to be using nail stuff because I love doing nails and I have lots of nail stuff around, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can put glitter. You can use glitter paint for the caps. You can do whatever you want. You can leave them just like this. They're still going to look amazing. But what I'm going to do today is UV nail gel, which is normally like a top coat for gel nails if you do them at home or if you do them in a salon. There's usually a top coat, and this gets cured with a UV light on top of my paint, and I've never had an issue with any of this peeling up or discoloring or anything like that. It gets covered with resin, so it's all sealed in afterwards. So there's like another top coat over top of the top coat. So I've never had any issues using this on my stones. I'm just going to say that after 10 years of painting. So I've got my top coat covered on both caps. Make sure you get it right to the edge. And then I'm going to cook it in my nail oven. Actually, it's just a UV light. I put it in underneath the light for 120 seconds or so. And I'm using chrome flakes from Amazon. Someone sent them to me. Some dear, beautiful person sent them to me right in the middle of my second move of last year. 2 out of 3 or 4. And I lost their card and everything that came with it. And I don't know who sent it to me. Please tell me in the comments if you're the one. Sent me a little box of chrome flakes, and I use them on almost all of my rocks. It gives it so much more to my artwork. It just makes it just beautiful. I love it so much. So once you've cured it, you just use a little fluffy brush and you scrub on in circular motion, usually works, the chrome flakes, and it sticks there. It only sticks to that cured UV gel, as you can see. So that's the whole point of what I wanted to do there is make these caps stand out from the rest of the mushroom and from the background and from the leaves. I wanted them to be a little different. So a little bit of mixed media there. So now my black dots are dry. I'm adding smaller gold dots. You can still see the black outline around the gold dot. That I'm doing that on purpose. And then I'm going to be using something called Hologram 2796. If you guys have been around for those 6 years that I've been doing this on YouTube, you know that I love this paint. It is a sparkly, it's like a teal, like a minty, sparkly, looks like snow almost. It goes on white, dries clear with like a teal sparkle to it. It goes beautifully on a lot of different colors though. So I'm going to make my leaves glittery, which is going to be a totally different look from the background and from the mushrooms. And once it dries, it's clear. So I'm going to go resin this and show you what's at my desk. Everything at my desk, this is a flower, a dotted flower. I've done some chrome flakes in there as well, some different colored leaves. The rock that we painted together has been resined already, so this is in the future. Magic of editing. And I'm going to show you that one when I'm done showing you what's at my desk. I haven't done a what's at my desk in a little bit. So this is a Hamsa stone that I created. I like to do my own thing with these. I think they're good luck and protection, and they make me feel happy when I look at them. So I like creating them. So that's one that was sold to someone special to me from my Etsy shop. Here's another flower. I like doing these flowers. I did a watercolor background on that one as well and dotted the inside. But here is the one we created today. I love it. I think it's so cute. The stone went really dark, as you can see. It was much lighter, but you can see some really nice background stone color in there, and it's beautiful. And I love this. I love mushrooms. I got this thing for mushrooms, man. I'm obsessed. I really enjoyed painting with you again today. Please check the description of this video for all the information that you need. I do have other mushroom rocks. I will post those videos in the description of this video for you. I love you, and you'll be seeing me again very soon with another couple of tutorials that I already have lined up. But if you have ideas for me, please post them in the comments of the videos so I can write them down and paint the things that you want to see. I love you guys. Keep painting. Happy New Year. And it's going to be a good year. I love you. Bye.